That's enough.
No, there's a new term I learned last week. It's is it a week or something? A week, like that silly thing that maybe the guy
An
you're
ick.
going an ick. Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know what an ick was until last week. So yeah, an ick,
You
an
should
ick.
apologize to all the ladies
Yes,
you
I'm
interact with.
very sorry. Yeah, I'm very sorry for butchering that
For
name. But
icking
I
them.
didn't know what an ick was until last
now
week.
would you know what it is?
Now I know what an ick is. Yeah, and to some level, it's interesting and funny. It's those.
So do you have icks yourself?
Yes. I don't think there's any man who
Yeah.
misses an ick,
Everyone has icks.
because ick is ick can be based on your own perspective. Let's say, for example, Queen can go out with Fred and never experience that ick. And then you go out with Fred and then you see that ick.
I get an
Yes,
ick.
so it can be based on personal preference and so on and so
I
forth.
saw someone on the internet, on TikTok, say how like their ick was when they got into a car accident with the boyfriend, how he flailed
Yeah,
around.
he flailed around. I saw that
Just
just
icked.
It was disgusting.
Yeah. I kumfurahisha.
No, there's a funny one I had from I don't know, wherever I got to know the ick thing from. Say they went out with this guy, and then when it was time to pay, the guy fishes out the nini. You know this wallets.
Velcro.
Velcro one, yeah.
That guy should
Yeah.
be arrested.
The Velcros. I'm like, what?
As a
Just
grown
reminds
up,
me of
no
high
grown up
school-
should be
high
walking around
school,
with a
yeah.
Velcro. Kwanza zile za Safaricom.
The Safaricom,
Yeah.
Those things were wallets. They should have just remained. They were minimalist wallets.
Made wallets.
Yeah,
Given
yeah.
them to people. Branded wallets.
Yes.
And yet to make come a long way
Yeah,
by
the
Yes.
one that
card.
the SIM
Yeah.
card used to come
Yeah.
before when things were this size.
So, but
Yeah.
people turned them into wallets. Now IDs were going in there, money was going in
Yeah, makes sense. You don't have to
Yeah.
spend money.
there. Yes. Ninah, how do you measure things in your life? Is it based on effort or result?
None.
Okay.
Findings.
More context.
I use findings.
Findings, these are?
I have a hypothesis. I experiment. I get findings. Some are positive, some are negative, but I get findings. So if let me try and give an example.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
If say I'm exploring something new, yeah, I'm exploring it from a point where I have, say, a singular concept of that thing. Yeah, this is how it looks. This is a table. It's round,
Yeah.
right? So I'll go to find out how round it is. Yeah, and then based off my findings, then I'll assess whether the roundness works for me or it doesn't work for me. If it works for me, I'll adopt it. If it doesn't work for me, I let go of it.
How would you use that in choosing a partner?
I
Querido personal.
you know what? My track record last year was not the best. Yeah, my findings were not positive. Let me put it that way. Success rate was low. I had some things I was investigating and some research I was doing. I realized that the research I was doing it with the wrong people,
Yeah.
in a sense. Some were not the people to do the research with. Some were people to do the research with, but I was the wrong research partner. You get?
Yeah.
More context.
Like, let me give a practical example. So last year, I dated significantly, right? I was in the field.
Because you wanted to find somebody, yeah? Or that was not even the goal?
It's a multi-layered question.
Okay.
Let's say I was dating.
You were dating.
To say it
Yeah,
I was
yes, you
dating.
were
I was
dating.
open and honest
Yes.
about myself in the limited information that I had about myself. One of them, I made a mistake because I asked for that particular experience. And God was like, umelia sana. Mtoto akililia wembe anapatiwa?
Mpe.
Wembe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Queen is laughing because she knows, I can give the story. So I was like, I used to complain that I don't think Luo men are attracted to me. Yeah, it was a thought that I had created and I believed it 100%. And I was like, Kwani, like I even used to ask Edgar, like, what is this that Luo men are attracted to so that I can understand why
Why not you?
I'm not feeling
Yeah.
that attraction from them. So God was like, I'm going to give you a brother.
See, I am man was assigned
Yeah. So see, I've come with the thought that, okay,
Yeah.
one of one.
Yes.
It's my opportunity to shine.
Yes.
It's my opportunity to deliver what people like me have not been able to deliver, and I'm the one who's going to achieve excellent results. Based off my attitude going in, it was not successful, right? Because I was trying to prove a point that it was not even a tribe thing, but in my head it was so amplified that my character was developed properly by the dean of studies of that school. So in that case, findings were not that great. So when I realized it's not going to end positively, the findings will not be positive, I pulled the plug. So I went in, I was open, I was willing to find out, I was willing to know, I was willing to experience and experiment.
Yeah.
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 And then I realized it was not really a Luo thing.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just some other things.
Yeah.
Some other things. So that's an example anyway. But
Yes.
the measurement for me is the positives and the,
The
negatives,
findings.
yeah, of the findings that I get, yeah. But honestly, I'll try almost anything once, except for food. But most things I'll experiment. I'll be like, let's go and see. I'm also not a detailed person. I'm a bigger picture person. So as long as I can see the picture, I'll figure out the details as I go along. I don't know if I've answered your question or not.
Yeah, you have. When it gets to a point where like, okay, this is working, how do you end it?
It's not working.
Yeah. Like, for example, a brother from Siaya was delivered.
You
And it was
was
not working.
assigned.
So how
Assigned.
it was assigned.
I was assigned
Assigned.
in mission.
Assigned.
My ancestors are like,
Assignment. It was assigned. And then you get to a point where like, you know what, it's so you felt like it's not working, or he felt like it's not working, or both of
So the
them?
last one, like for me, it was very clear that it was not working. I had good intentions, but like our worlds were too different, you know. I mean, the best way to end it is send a HR text. If you have
Thanking them
a voice
for their
note,
months
yeah,
of
thank you
service.
them, thank them, wish them well. Yeah, just be kind, you know.
I think I qualify success with results. Yeah, like you said, or findings or whatever. It would be, for me, sitting down and so this is a general life question. Yeah?
Yes, general.
You just sit and look at your life and see like what has changed, how you can, how the changes appear in. Essentially, it's a new life because you're not the person you were
You
going
never
into the
are.
things, wanting the things, or experiencing the things. Yeah.
Yes.
So once in a while, when you have a meeting with yourself, you can see, okay, how well am I doing? And it could only be manifested in your situation at the moment. Your present day situation is a measure of your previous success. I don't know if I'm making sense. Like what you did in the past, you can only measure it when you're in it right now, right?
Yeah.
Because that past version of you is not there to experience it. It's you now to say, okay, I guess we could have done better if I had known better, but hindsight is 2020.
now.
Yeah,
you end up knowing when you're saying you could.
Yes. So they say hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you sit in it and look at your results, and then you can decide how you want to feel about it.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like you should ever feel like you should regret anything. And even if in your mind it is a failure, like by virtue of the fact that you did it, there is some success in that.
Yeah.
So it's not true failure. It's just it didn't work out the way you wanted it to work out. But you did a thing. You're better off than the person who did nothing.
Who never tried. The should as would as could it.
Pick up the lessons and move on.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's dependent on where I am emotionally. So like sometimes when I'm just struggling emotionally, like effort is worth it.
Yeah.
I'm doing something. You get it? But when I'm in a good space and there's some sense of clarity, things have settled, probably maybe results or finding. Results can be positive or negative. Yes.
Yeah. I think it's really important not to be attached to the results as
Yeah.
well.
No,
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a thing that happened already. It's
Yeah.
nothing you can do
I
about
think
it.
it's results are like feedback. It's just feedback. It has sometimes some feedback has got, they don't have much to do with you. It can be maybe it has a lot to do with the timings and the environment and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But sometimes we just want to take responsibility of everything. So, case in point, let's say, for example, I can say, man, I want a date. And then I go out there, I look for somebody, I see someone attractive. I'm like, yeah, this is the person. And then we try and so on and so forth. And maybe it fails or maybe it failed. And then I'm like, these Nairobi women, man, I'm not going to date anymore. And so on and so forth.
Don't be a sourpuss.
Yes. And probably whoever I chose was not the best ideal candidate for whatever assignment.
For the research,
For the research that was available.
Yeah, sometimes you're even in the wrong laboratory.
Yeah, sometimes, exactly. So,
You're so
you're being,
Yeah, the campus is huge.
the concept is right, but the tools and the things that you're using for the experiment are off. So, yes. So you should not be so attached to the results.
Yeah. There's a concept in Buddhism called anicca, without craving, without aversion. Yeah, that's how to live a life of no suffering. Yeah. So do not crave anything, because when you crave it and you get it, you'll want it to stay. You'll want it to be with you longer, right? But that is not the reality of life. Life evolves. It's a cycle. Yeah. If you give, you receive. Yeah. You produce, you consume. You consume, you have to produce.
Yeah.
It cannot be
one can't outweigh the other.
in permanence all the time.
That's something I'll try when I grow up, Buddhism or something of this sort.
Yeah.
When are you growing up?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm
kind of
almost
giving
there.
beard grown. Huh?
I'm almost there. So